This podcast is brought to you by the Maryland State Library Agency. The MSLA podcast features presenters from statewide youth programs, as well as learning opportunities for library staff and resources for patrons of the Maryland State Library for the Blind and Print Disabled.
The following is a presentation of the Technology User Group at the Maryland State Library for the Blind and Print Disabled. For more information about the Technology User Group, including upcoming sessions or archived recordings from previous sessions, please visit our website, lbpd.maryland.gov. That's L, B as in Bravo, P as in Paul, D as in Delta, .maryland.gov. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming to the Technology User Group as we begin our 18th year.
Title is Screen Sharing Meeting Controls.
We're going to have some fun today,
Task switching. Zoom
as
workplace.
well as look at some
Music. Items.
information. And so you're going to be able to hear my jaws because I'm sharing my screen. But I wanted to take a moment and first of all, thank everyone who, because I'll forget as this meeting goes along. I want to thank everyone that had a hand in preparing today's meeting, which means Laurel, who did a lot of the research for today's meeting, and to Courtney, who has did a lot with the music for today's meeting, and for Brittany for helping out today in an emergency situation as somehow the waiting room feature got turned on today, and it's hard to conduct a meeting and then put people in, move people from the waiting room into the meeting. So I really, really appreciate Brittany coming out on short notice to help out with that. It's such a tremendous help, truly is. So I want to thank all my three volunteers for doing everything they can possibly do to make this meeting go off, and I do appreciate it. So as mentioned in the announcement, the Technology User Group is 18 years old today. It began on May the 12th in 2007 with a meeting at the then called the Library for the Blind and Physically Handicapped. And I think we had maybe 5 people there. And the purpose of the first meeting was to talk about what we're going to do with the Technology User Group. What do people want to see? And that kind of thing. And then it just sort of grew into sort of a monthly meeting. And part of the whole reason why the Technology User Group was started was because, first of all, the DC Public Library was doing it. So that was motivation for the administration at the time to want to have something similar, as well as bring people into the library on a Saturday, since the librarians were required to have the library open one Saturday per month. They wanted a reason for people to come and be at the library, and so that the librarian on call for that day wouldn't be wasting their time there all for 4 hours, because the library used to be open from 10 to 2. So as the TUG through the years on, I'm going to just go through May for the last several years and just tell you what the Technology User Group covered. So in May of 2008, the topic was the Braille Plus and the Maestro. On the May of 2009, it was the sort of a comparison between the digital talking book player, the Victor Reader Stream, and netbook. So it was all those 3 devices. I think I had just gotten my netbook at that time, and I still have the netbook. I don't know if it works or not, but it's still around. I really like the netbook idea. I kind of wish they had kept up with it, but that is the way the ball rolls, right? So in 2010, in May, we looked at Windows 7, a demo of Windows 7. Can you believe that? In 2010. In 2011, it was on streaming video. In 2012, in Rockville, we looked at how to download books from Bard and the Maryland OPAC system because there is a difference. And so that was something that was just on the cutting edge back then. In 2013, we looked at NFB Newsline. I believe we had someone from the NFB actually come and do that presentation. 2015, the topics were the Solutions Radio, which we never could get to work, and the Web IE web browser for the blind, which was a text-only web browser, which I believe has been discontinued. So that particular web browser isn't around anymore. 2016, we looked at the HumanWare Braille Note Touch. In 2017, we looked at accessible iOS games. 2018, we looked at Siri, all the special things that you could say to Siri. And of course, some of those have come and gone. 2019, it was the battle of the AIs. In 2020, we looked at food delivery apps, as that was very important during the COVID times. And that was very crucial, as you remember. So we had gone to the online back in March of 2020. Actually, we had started in January of 2020, and just came just happened that we it came into that we really needed it the phone line later on. So 2021, we had Cooking Blind, which many of you have participated in. And, talking about cooking and all those types of how to do it, what devices we like to use, and all that kind of stuff. In 2022, we talked about premium services for Google and Alexa.
Speech on demand.
There we go. So premium services for Google and Alexa, which is mainly just Alexa anymore, because some of the Google things are just very not too complicated at the moment. 2023, we looked at travel tools and apps, and 2024 was a detailed look at the Brave and DuckDuckGo browsers. So that was the TUG through the years in May. I think there was one May, I think it was 2016 that was missing, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. And I honestly could not find the information for what we covered in that particular meeting. So I have no idea what it was that we did back then. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at some resources and talk a little bit about them. And some of you have seen some of these resources already. Those of you that may be in working for various agencies for the individual impaired community. And what I mean by that is that we have shared a list amongst ourselves of some of the services that people should be made aware of. And for us too, as we get a lot of people who call on the phone who are newly blind and don't know where to go. So those of you in the know would say the first stop is always doors. So because doors can do assessments, doors can buy you things, doors can move you into programs. And so your first stop shopping should always be at doors. So you can go to doors by going to doors.maryland.gov. In particular, you want the Office of Blindness and Vision Services. And I'm not going to go into that web address, but I do want to give you that phone number as soon as I 410-554-9277. So that's 410-554-9277. If you're definitely an individual who's been with doors and maybe your case has been closed or you don't know what's going on with your case, you can always call that number too and find out what's going on. But if you're newly blind and a veteran, then you should probably contact veterans.maryland.gov, and their number is 410-260-3838. Again, 410-260-3838. Now, sometimes for whatever reason, whether people feel like they're too intrusive, they want to know too much information, they've been kicked out, doors may not be an option for you. If that's the case, you can always contact Blind Industries and Services of Maryland. Isn't that terrible that you have to, if you get kicked out of doors, that your next option might be BISM? I'm sure BISM would like to be your first opportunity, not the second. But BISM has facilities in Baltimore, Salisbury, and Hagerstown. They can give you training, and they can on a wide area of information, whether that's cooking, O&M, technology, Braille, all those areas. You can go to bism.org for more information for that. The Centers for Independent Living in Maryland, they offer housing, training, and more. You can go to www.marylandsilc.org, or you can call 443-961-4630. Again, that's 443-961-4630. In the DC suburbs, we heard earlier in the year, we have Columbia Lighthouse for the Blind. They offer in-home training, mainly for technology, O&M, and other services, mainly in around the DC suburbs. And you can go to clb.org for that. You get to work with Peter for the training, that kind of thing. A lot of fun stuff. Of course, you can always, those of you anywhere in the state, whether if you want distance training, can always contact the library. Of course, we do offer training over the phone for iPhone and JAWS. If you want something a little more national, you can go to Hadley. They offer a lot of correspondence courses in Braille, technology, and more. Go to hadley.edu or call 800-323-4238. And again, I know that many of you are going to want this in an email format. So just know that I understand that, and that we will do that for you. Just drop me a line at jerry.price1@maryland.gov and ask for it. Again, jerry.price1@maryland.gov, or you can call 410-230-2446. 410-230-2446, and request today's presentation in a printed format, or you can hold on to this recording when it is released as a podcast, and get those numbers from there.
Podcast.mp3, 3 of 9.
All right, so before we get into notable services and things of that nature, we're going to take a look at one of the ways that I find helpful in trying to choose TUG topics or learning about new technology that's out there is by listening to other tech podcasts that are out there. Now, needless to say, I don't listen to 30 or 35 tech podcasts. Some of them are better than others, as you'll discover. But here is a list of what's out there, at least a somewhat comprehensive list.
Podcasts. These podcasts focus on assistive technology, services, and living with blindness. You can use your podcatcher such as the one for your phone or Victor Reader Stria, Sense Player, and others, or ask your favorite smart speaker to play it. 13 letters. 9 to 5 Mac Daily. All Cool Blind Tech Shows. Assistive Technology Update. Applevis. Blind Bargains Audio. Blind Abilities. Blind Like Me. Blind Spot. Blind Tech Guys. Braillecast. Double Tap. Dot to Dot. Echo Tips. Freedom Scientific FS Cast. Freedom Scientific Training Podcast, Hadley Presence, In Focus Low Vision and Blindness Technologies, Inform and Connect, I See, Life After Blindness, Life After Sight Loss, Living Blindfully, Maryland State Library Agency, My Blind Life, Note to Self, Parallel, Perkins E-Learning to Go, Arnabi Connect, Talking Tech Vision Australia, That Real Blind Tech Show, The Blind Geek Zone, The Tommy Edison.
And there you have it. It was very sad to see, as of this week, even, the Vision Australia Talking Tech podcast is going to be discontinued. That one was one of my favorites because it was basically 15 minutes and they covered a lot of information in 15 minutes, which was great because it didn't waste my time with a lot of yak, I guess you could say. So moving along, notable services. Now, many areas have transportation that's available. Most counties offer a parent transit service. Anne Arundel County, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and they use MTA Mobility, which is 410-764-8181. You can call there and get an application. That's 410-764-8181. Montgomery County and Prince George's County, they use the Metro Access, 301-562-5360. Again, 301-562-5360. If you haven't set up paratransit service, definitely something that you probably should consider. It's a reduced cost. A lot of times it's door to door, and there's a lot of other services that are associated with being an MTA transit rider, such as getting in the Baltimore area, they have UServe, they have Taxi Access. You have lots of different options to help get you from place to place. So definitely something worth checking out. And there are other counties that also offer paratransit service, but mainly it's in the county. For example, in Howard County, they have RTA. Allegheny County has their own. The Eastern Shore has their own. So just know that this particular service is available for you. And then you start moving into assistive technology. And MD Tap is a great place to go for, the MD Tap program is a fantastic place to go. They have loan programs. They have in-house where you can go in and look at the various items that are out there. 410-554-9230. They also have loan closets and that kind of thing throughout the state. And maybe when you think of assistive technology, we're not just talking about basic tech, but we're talking about ramps and things like that. You're temporarily in a wheelchair and you need to be able to get up and down your steps. You need options. And so MD Tap is a good place to go. 410-554-9230. Accessible cell phones and tablets, and it has been a market that has really come along in recent years, obviously. So American Accessible Telecommunications, we've had people on there that work for the MAT program. They can match you up with various devices and do assessments based on your needs. And you can always change your mind about what those needs, your needs may change, or you may find that working with a particular product wasn't quite as fulfilling as you thought it was going to be, or there's too much to remember. So there are options, and you can always trade out. So 800-552-7724, 800-552-7724. Another program that you can try, the I Can Connect program. That's 800-825-4595, 800-825-4595, or go to icanconnect.org for some help with technology. Technology is really, really important, and being able to have an accessible phone is crucial in today's age of technology and trying to be a little bit more mobile. See how we're doing here? It is 20 after. So I want to take a little bit of a break here. As you guys know, TUG has turned 18 today. It began on May the 12th of 2007. And back then it was walk-in only. So we've come a long way since then, right? But we wanted to do something special to kind of commemorate the 18th birthday. So we created 2 birthday songs. And it's not that we created 2 birthday songs, but we weren't really sure which one we liked the best. So we're going to leave that up to you to decide. And not only for you, but for those of you listening on the podcast, you have a say in it as well, because I'm not going to choose a winner until July. So I'm going to play you 2 songs, 2 birthday songs. The lyrics were written by Copilot, the Copilot AI. The music is courtesy of Suna AI, and Courtney had actually put together the music. So let me go down
Stop
here.
MP3.
So here is take 1 of the TUG theme song.
A vision bright, 18 years, a milestone so grand, a group united by a noble stand. The technology of the group shines its light, guiding patrons through the digital night, enabling voices once unheard with tools and knowledge and everywhere, a sanctuary for visually impaired souls, breaking barriers, achieving goals in libraries where wisdom lives. The group educates, shares and gives, from braille to screen readers and text so smart, an inclusive world they help impart. Through dedication and balanced care, they've built a legacy strong and rare. Empathy woven in each thread, turning challenges into hope instead. From one device to newfound skill, a journey of empowerment they fulfill. Dreams ignited, horizons wide, to every year they help us strive. 18 years of lessons learned, a brighter future firm we earn, celebrating patrons, the heart of it all. For in their growth, the group stands tall, through dedication and boundless care. They've built a legacy strong and rare. Empathy woven in each thread, turning challenges into hope instead. Here's to the advocates, wise and kind, nurturing brilliance in hearts and minds. Technology paving roads unknown, the group's journey continues through.
All right, there is take number 1. And now let's listen to take number 2.
TUG song take 2.MP3.
A vision bright, 18 years, a milestone so grand, a group united by a noble stand. The technology user group shines its light, guiding patrons through the digital night, enabling voices once unheard, with tools and knowledge in every word, a sanctuary for visually impaired souls, breaking barriers, achieving goals in libraries where wisdom lives, The group educates, shares, and builds. From braille to screen readers and tech so smart. And inclusive world they help impart. Through dedication and boundless care, they build a legacy strong and rare. Empathy woven in each thread, turn challenges into hope instead. From one device to newfound skill, a journey of empowerment they fulfill. Dreams ignited, horizons wide. Through every year they help us strive. 18 years of lessons learned, a brighter future firmly earned. Celebrating patrons, the heart of it all. For in their growth, the group stands tall. Through dedication and boundless care, they built a legacy strong and rare. Empathy woven in each thread, turn challenges into hope instead. Here's to the advocates, wise and kind, nurturing brilliance in hearts and minds. Technology paving roads anew, the group's journey continues through.
Again, thanks to Courtney for putting that music to the lyrics. And not only did she put the music to the lyrics, but she lent her voice. That is actually Courtney's voice profile for those songs. So if you want to vote, if you want to pick one, you can certainly email jerry.price1@maryland.gov or call 410-230-2446 and let me know your favorite. Again, jerry.price1@maryland.gov. And when I say one, I mean the numeral one, because apparently there's more than one, which is shocking, I know. And the phone number is 410-230-2446. And back to the numbers. So I hope you all enjoyed the music. That's something, a little bit of a break. Now we're going to talk about community. And when we talk about communities for the blind, we're talking about groups. So one of those groups is the American Council for the Blind, which is www.acb.org. There are a couple of chapters in Maryland. There's one in Baltimore, and I believe, and one in the DC area. They also offer a daily community events platform where individuals can participate and basically listen to Zoom presentations throughout the day. It's something to do. So it's Zoom oriented. So you kind of have to you can play it on Alexa, a lot of it. You can stream it on, and I think it's on ACB Media 5. And so you can just tell your favorite smart speaker to play it. You can also go to acbmedia.org/5. So that is one organization. I don't think, do I have a number here? ACB, the ACB Media can also be accessed, I believe, by dialing 518-906-1820. That's 518-906-1820 and press option 5. Another community service that you have out there, the National Federation of the Blind, www.nfb.org, offers several chapters throughout Maryland. There's an at-large chapter, which means it's basically phone only. You have Baltimore, Baltimore City, Central Maryland, which is Howard County, Montgomery County, Prince George's County, Carroll County, Eastern Shore, and Western Maryland. So if you're interested in finding a chapter, you can definitely call NFB and find a chapter that might be interesting for you. And of course, NFB also operates the Newsline service for newspapers, magazines, and much, much more. That information will be later on. Not to be outdone, there are several low vision support groups out there. So that deal with low vision issues as well as blind. There are many that include, but not limited to, Leisure World, which I've done several presentations for, the Florence Bain Senior Center, which I have also done, Oak Crest, I've done that as well, and Ashley has too. And now on my information, I've put the low vision shop on here. I don't know if they still have their low vision support group or not, but they can be very helpful as well, or were helpful. All right, I'm reading through information and I'm like, what am I reading through here? So I have the products list here, which we will do at the very end. It's long, it's lengthy, and unless you're truly, truly dedicated, I don't think you want to be completely overwhelmed like that. One of the irritating things that at least happens with my e-reader is that it likes to lock up whenever there's a web address sometimes. Anyway, let's talk about finding technology. We talked about podcasts a little bit and said, yeah, we can go to podcasts. We can get some tech news through there. But is there another option? And the answer is yes. There are several options where you can get emails and information that way. So let's take a listen to what those are.
Sources for tech news. Access Information News. The world's #1 online resource for current news and trends in access information. https://accessinformationnews.com. AFB Access World. https://www.afb.org/ah. Available via email, web, and newsline. A good source for product reviews and news. AppleVis. www.applevis.com. Available via the web and podcast. Offers the latest iPhone-related apps in there. Accessibility. AI Weekly. https://ai-weekly.ai. Web only. Blind bargains, news, deals, and podcast. www.blindbargains.com. Available via email and the web. Sells products via their email, but the podcast offers news for technology in the blind and low vision field. LBPD.maryland.gov. Web only. Features news from the Maryland State Library for the blind and physically handicapped, as well as the Technology User Group archives, which showcases demonstration of assistive technology. My Technology News. Jerry.price1@maryland.gov. Available via email and the web. Jerry.price1@maryland.gov. Instructs novice tech users on using their iPhones and computers more effectively. NFB Newsline. http://www.nfbnewslineonline.org. Sponsored by the Maryland State Library for the blind and physically handicapped. Showcases newspapers and magazines, one of which is the AFB Access World, which features product reviews and apps for the blind and low vision community. Talking book topics and Braille book review. Has a section entitled In Brief, available in audio, Braille, print, and the web. Gives information concerning NLS equipment and services, plus tidbits concerning other beneficial blindness-related vendors. Available from NLS and the Maryland State Library for the blind and print disabled. Top Tech Tidbits. The world's #1 online resource for current news and trends in adaptive technology. https://toptechtidbits.com.
All right, I'm going to stop screen share.
Effects and filters Control+E.
And I'm going to turn on my JAWS here.
Full speech. Leaving menus. This PC. Items view multi-select. Desktop 2 of 10. Documents 3 of 10. Documents. Items view custom office. Freedom scientific. Video 4 of 50. Zoom 5 of 58. Tech agenda. Doc 43 of 58. Reference resource guide. Docs 35. Blank. Edit. Newly blank. First option is always doors.
All right.
Page 13. Bottom of blank. 88246782. Page 12. Blank. Works as 800. Misspelled blank. Blank. Link. Hyperlink mail. Works as misspelled blank. Seems to be a customer service number. Viewer custom blank. Works as 8 service. Does not boost mobile customer with disability. Page 11.
Alright.
Gmail. 65025. Google is support. Same number. 1-800. Misspelled blank. Plus 16. Google blank. 26. Verizon blank. The work is 1. Misspelled blank. Freedom Scientific blank. Freedom Scientific and works as Google blank. Chat call 85527. Page 10. Concerning gives information concerning the brief of as a section entitled. The brief
Alright,
gives
here
it
we
concern blank.
are.
Blank. Page 11. Top 10 tidbits. The world's number 1 transit link. Blank. Blank. Misspelled. Miscellaneous.
So this is under the miscellaneous category. Are you guys hearing my jaw still?
Comcast. Misspelled. Miscellaneous.
Anyone?
Yes.
You are hearing my jaws? Okay. Thank you. Um,
Upper ribbon. Expanded ribbon. References tab. 6 of 10. Leaving menus. Documents to move the VLC media player. Music. Screen sharing meeting controls. Leaving ribbon. Screen sharing meeting. Your screen share has been stopped. Zoom.
there we go. That should help. Stop my screen share. And I'm going to talk about miscellaneous resources. Miscellaneous means not really what category you want to stick the phone numbers in, but these are kind of the most important ones. So these are what we call the hard to find ones. So the first one is for Comcast Infinity, which is 855-270-0379. And then you say the word accessibility and magic things happen, apparently. I'm not sure if it grants 3 wishes or anything, but that's where you go if you need some help with accessing Comcast. The Google support for Android, 650-417-9257. And that's Google support for Android. Freedom Scientific, of course, many of us have used that. They have support and tech support and all that kind of stuff for JAWS and Zoom text. 727-803-8600. And the number for tech support is the same. Now, Microsoft support is 800-936-5900. And I have dialed these numbers to make sure they work, by the way. So there's nothing like getting a phone number and calling it and just to find out that it doesn't do what you expected it to do. Very frustrating. For Verizon support for disability, this is their national line. 888-262-1999. Google support, and this does work. This is 650-417-9257. Humanware, 800-722-3393. A number that we're kind of all familiar with. They are very good, by the way. I mean, they do definitely can do things from a blind perspective, so they're very helpful. All right. If you need help with Gmail, 650-253. You know they don't like they're very makes it very hard to get in contact with people with Google for Gmail issues. So this is kind of a cherished phone number here. 650-253-0000. And I think that one's mainly geared toward Google products, and some of them you can get help with YouTube TV as well. Another number you can call for Google is 866-246-6453. Blind Shell customer support, 520-605-3569. All right. As many of you have discovered, there doesn't seem to be a great customer service number for Uber. So if anyone has a number for that really works and can get Uber issues handled over the phone, that would be great to share. Whereas DoorDash has one, it's 855-222-8111. Uber Eats has one as well. It's 800-253-9377. Now, Lyft does have a customer support number. It's 707-663-4025. Grubhub has a customer service helpline, 877-585-7878. Instacart has a customer service number at 888-246-7822. And those are basically the miscellaneous phone numbers. So, like I said, those numbers are a little bit harder to find. So I want to thank Laurel again for helping me research those. And we tried them out and those types of things. Now, if there was a number that you did not hear today, that you're like, wow, I really would wish someone could find a number for this, feel free to email me or call me. Again, jerry.price1@maryland.gov. Jerry, Jerry, dot is a period, of course. Price, Price, the numeral 1, at maryland.gov, or call 410-230-2446. Feel free to leave a message. Tell me what you're looking for, and that will help. There's a lot of AI tools out there anymore that makes searching a whole lot easier for the most part. And of course, make sure you tell me which version of the song you like the best as well. That's very important as we go down and head on. And of course, the winner will be announced at the July meeting, which I know many of you may not be there. But in July, we're going to talk about Alexa, actually, in July. June, we're going to be looking at low vision. It's going to be geared toward low vision. So get your low vision friends to come out, and we're going to talk about the Rebecca app and Prodigy for computers. So one is iPhone oriented and one is computer oriented. And again, the winner will be announced on July the 12th. So it gives you lots of time to vote. If I can't distinguish your voice, that means I guess you could probably vote more than once, but those of you that I know, you only get one vote. Sorry, the way it goes. But one of the things I wanted to do here is share my screen again. What's great about sharing your screen is it remembers chosen before, so you can actually go back and share it. And
1301 * 657 raised hand. Participants can now see your screen.
All right, I see some hands raised. If you want to ask a question, I can try to answer it. So 1301, I believe, had their hand raised. I heard that. So if you want to unmute yourself, I believe you can, either *6. Yeah, *6 on the phone. I know it's not probably easy on an iPhone, but *6. And if you did it by mistake, that's fine too. That's all right. So *6 unmutes on the phone and Alt-A unmutes on the computer. Just remember that your voice will be forever on the web if you do ask a question. So again, if you don't want to ask a question, you can always email me. That might be the better option.
Desktop. Folder view.
Go here.
This PC. 3D objects 1 of 10. Items view multi-select list box. Folders expanded. 3D objects 1 of music 5 of 10. Music. 2 participants raised hand. Items view multi-select. iPhone.mp3 2 of 9. 05 Kalyani demo.mp3 1 of 9. iPhone podcast.mp3 3 of products.mp3 4 of 9. All right. So those of you that are raising hands, I'm not in that window. So if you want to unmute and ask your question, go right ahead.
Jerry, it's not a question.
Go ahead.
I've got an add-on number for you.
Awesome.
Apple accessibility.
Oh, that's right. I didn't include that one, but you can go ahead and give it.
Excellent group.
Yes, they are very
Excellent
good.
Group of people. I don't have it in front of me. I believe it's 877-283-1678.
Okay. I was going to say the one that I believe I have committed to memory was the 877-204-3930. So Apple support.
You're right. That is it.
So that Apple support is outstanding. So if you're ever having trouble with your iPhone, they can actually take over your iPhone and fix your issues for you. So it's really great for novice iPhone users, especially because if you're struggling, trying to get certain things to work, they can
The-
really help you out.
The other number I just gave you, I just remembered, was the accessibility number for Amazon.
Great. Yes, and then in the products list, I do give the Amazon number, and it is the accessibility one that we're going to hear here momentarily.
There's
Okay.
also a Apple support app for those of you who'd like to use it that way.
And what's the Apple support app called? Is it just called Apple Support?
I believe so. I believe it is just called Apple support, and you have the choice of talking to them on the phone or via text messaging. Either way, they can go into your phone and help you sort things out.
One of the other things I wanted to say also was that the Be My Eyes app has a community tab with literally hundreds of phone numbers for all these different companies that are giving you accessibility to reach them. And they can help you with a tremendous number of issues. So don't hesitate to go to the Be My Eyes app, choose the community tab, and look through those resources that are there because it is an impressive number. Any other questions before we listen to the product list, which will end the meeting, by the way? I don't have the Jeopardy theme song, unfortunately, to play, but hearing nothing,
Products.mp3, 4 of 9.
let's listen to the product list. And this is rather extensive, so sit back and relax and enjoy.
Websites for products. The following websites are a great place to start when looking for products for individuals with a visual challenge. Ability to access. Web address, https://ability2access.com. Customer service phone, 877-984-8331. Amazon. Phone, 888-283-1678. Website, www.amazon.com/access. American Printing House for the Blind. Phone, 800-223-1839. Website, www.aph.org. At Guys. Phone, 269-216-4798. Website, www.atguys.com. Blind My Smart. Phone, 713-893-7277. Website, www.blindmysmart.com. Bones. Website, www.bones.ch. Braille Superstore. 800-987-1231. Website, www.braillebookstore.com. Emerald Coast Vision Aids. Web address, https://emeraldcoastvisionaids.com. Customer service phone, 850-654-1440. Enhanced Vision. Phone, 888-811-3161. Website, www.enhancedvision.com. Envision Everyday Store. Phone, 888-311-2299. Website, www.envisionus.com. Harbald Company. Phone, 405-633-2572. Website, www.harbaldcompany.com. Hiarmore.com. Phone, 800-881-4327. Website, www.hiarmore.com. Humanware. Phone, 800-722-3393. Website, www.humanware.com. Independent Living Aids. Phone, 800-537-2118. Website, www.independentliving.com. Low Vision Supply. Web address, https://www.lowvisionsupply.com. Customer service phone, 800-782-4463. LSNS. Phone, 800-468-56 4789 website, www.lssproducts.com. MaxiAids. Phone 800-522-6294 website, www.maxiaids.com. National Braille Press. Phone 888-965-8965 website, www.nbp.org. New England Low Vision and Blindness. Web address, https://nellowvision.com. Customer service phone, 888-211-6933. NLS resource list information access https://www.loc.gov/nls/resources/blindness and vision impairment/devices aid/assistive technology products information access/ Perkins Solutions. Phone 855-206-8353 website, www.perkinsproducts.org. Plexdoc. Phone 310-693-7600 website, www.plexdoc.com. Selvis North America phone 888-520-4467 website, www.selvisblv.com. Site Connection. Phone 800-458-4888 website, www.siteconnection.org. Speak to Me catalog. Phone 800-248-9965 website, www.speaktomecatalog.com. The Carol Store. Phone 617-969-6200 website, www.carol.org/store. The Low Vision Store. Phone 800-871-8780 website, www.lowvisionstore.org. ThermoWorks. 800-393-6434 website, www.thermoworks.com. Vision Forward Association. Phone 414-615-0100 website, www.vision-forward.org. Vispiro. Phone 800-444-4443. Website www.sixspiro.com.
All right, I believe that is everyone.
In Maryland's tech-savvy land of innovation, a group of minds with wisdom and elation. The technology user group, a shining light, bring knowledge to the people day and night. With meetings and events, they share their might. In forums and workshops, they ignite the passion for progress. They never tire and bring the future closer like a burning fire. Their expertise in tech, a treasure to behold, a wealth of knowledge young and old. From coding to AI, they dive and soar and make the complex simple once more. With every step, they pave the way for a brighter tomorrow today. In Maryland's tech scene, they shine so bright. The technology user group, a beacon of light. In Maryland's tech-savvy land of innovation, a group of minds with wisdom and elation. The technology user group, a shining light, bring knowledge to the people day and night. With meetings and events, they share their might. In forums and workshops, they ignite the passion for progress. They never tire and bring the future closer like a burning fire. Their expertise in tech, a treasure to behold, a wealth of knowledge young and old. From coding to AI, they dive and soar and make the complex simple once more. With every step, they pave the way for a brighter tomorrow today. In Maryland's tech scene, they shine so bright. The technology user group, a beacon of light.
This has been a presentation of the Maryland State Library Agency. For links to additional resources provided by today's presenter, please visit the show notes. For more information on MSLA or the Maryland State Library for the Blind and Print Disabled, visit marylandlibraries.org.